जीव जागो गौरचंद्र बोले जीव जागो गौरचंद्र बोले कत निद्र जाओ माया पिशाचीर कोले माया पिशाचीर कोले भाजीब बोलिया एसे संसार भितरे भूलिया रहिले तुमी अविद्यार भरे तुम्हारा लइते आमी हইনু अवतार आमी बिना बंधु আর কে আছে তোমার এনেছি অসধি মায়া নাসিবার লাগি हरि नाम महामंत्र लाओ तुमी मागी भक्ति विनोद प्रभु शरणे पड़िया भक्ति विनोद प्रभु शरणे पड़िया সেই हरि नाम मंत्र লইল মাগিয়া जागो जीव जागो गौरचंद्र बोले কত নিদ্র যাও মায়া পিশাচির কোলে जागो जीव जागो गौरचंद्र बोले কত নিদ্র যাও মায়া পিশাচির কোলে Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jayo Jagannatha Baladeva Tamai Jayo Sudarshana. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai, Sama Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Bol. Can you just give me the bag? Thank you. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Satarine. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna and a warm welcome to all of you to today's discussion on the Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. So I think we have just one devotee visiting for the first time, Charubala Mataji. She's come all the way from Dwarka or Delhi. So she's running her own business, events management business, and at the same time doing a lot of service for the temple and she's a poet and a writer, and writes beautiful offerings for her spiritual master. And so let us warmly welcome her by chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So is Arjun Prabhu here today? Not Akshabhay Tirtha Prabhu, but there's another Arjun Prabhu who said he may come. So thank you all for coming on time today and participating enthusiastically in the bhajan and kirtan. So one mission given to you, that in the next 3 weeks we should memorize this bhajan. Okay, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. It's got only 5 verses, very simple verses, but it tells you the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's come. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur is this by Bhakti Vinod Thakur or no? Bhakti Vinod Thakur, yes, sorry. He's singing this on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? He's singing as if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying this. Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. Right? So all these verses are actually being spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. So you may ask, like, how is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, revealing the Lord's heart? Is that bona fide or not? Bona fide. Why is it bona fide?
Because the devotee knows the Lord's heart.
Okay. Is that your perception or?
Likewise, Rupa Goswami's prayers.
So give some reference to Shastra. Okay.
Like that.
So but where's Krishna saying that? Okay, the devotee can speak for me. No, but he's saying, the devotee can know me through bhakti. Anyone remembers any verses? So there's a beautiful verse in the 9th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th chapter, verse number 68. Right? So Krishna says, Sadhuvo hridayam mayam. And sadhunam hriday tu aham. And he says, Mat anyat te na janati naham tebhyo manag api. So he says, the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. And I am always in the heart of the pure devotees. So this is Krishna who's saying this. Lord Vishnu is saying to Durvasha Muni. And he says, my devotees do not know anything else but me. And I do not know anyone else but them. So beautiful, so personal. And we will see today why I have started with this is because today 15 of the verses that are going to be spoken in the Caitanya Caritamrita, Kaviraj Goswami is revealing Krishna's heart. So he's speaking as if, he's saying Krishna is thinking like this. And quote unquote, you'll see the verses starting from, I think, verse 15. They're all in quotes. As if Krishna is the one, Krishna is speaking this. Some really out of the world verses we will cover today. So as I told you that we're going to start chapter 3. And chapter 3 and chapter 4 are very, very special chapters. Because they give real insight into the identity, into the mission, into the mood, into the nature of Lord Chaitanya. And in doing so of also Krishna himself, because there's no real difference between them. And when we get this insight, what happens? When we get to know someone more deeply, right, up close, and someone who's the most attractive, and you get, if you get to know someone up close, someone who's not, has imperfections, then it's a problem. Right? But if you know the Supreme Lord, the most attractive personality, more closely, what impact is it going to have on us? or should have on us.
You start loving it.
Yes. So when you get to know a very attractive person, not just physically, but an attractive personality, who's not only most attractive externally, but also internally is the most beautiful. So what happens? We get drawn towards that person. So Krishnadas Kaviraj is going to try to draw us towards Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. And the chapter 3 is called the external reasons for the Lord's appearance. And there are 3 external reasons in this chapter that will be shared. And then in the next chapter, there will be 3 internal reasons. So now when we think of external, what comes to our mind? What may come to our mind? Sorry? No, when you hear of the word external, what comes to your mind? Okay. To give us this Sankirtan movement. That's an external reason. But just the word external.
From material, from this world perspective.
Okay, that's interesting. That means it's out of the world. Huh?
The internal reasons maybe are out of the world.
You are only asking about the word external.
Yeah, the word external.
Something superficial.
Something superficial. Secondary. Something not important.
Not so important.
Huh? Okay. But is that true? These reasons that we are going to discuss, are they not important?
Very important.
Very important. So the meaning of the word external here is that it's external to Krishna. Then, huh? No, not Bahir. Bahirmukhi is like Maya. So here external means that it is related with others. The reasons for his descent is related with others. Okay?
For the benefit of others.
Yeah. But internal means it's a very private reason. It's for his own personal, God has desires. We'll see. And his desires are extraordinary desires. So internal means that those that only refer to him, his needs, his inner heart. So external means related to us. But that doesn't mean that they are not important. So I just want to be clear, because this comes to my external means secondary. So it's really not that significant. No, they are very significant, as we will hear. But they are external to the Lord. Okay. So I hope that, just so that we don't have this misconception that external means that it's not important.
So it's like saying establishing dharma, Krishna comes, this is external.
Recording in progress.
Yes.
To have exchanges with each other. And then delivering the fallen souls.
So that's also external.
External reasons means all those reasons which are related to us.
Yes.
For which Lord has appeared.
Yes.
Circumstances. Because of circumstances, some reasons might be there.
So he comes for our benefit, to establish dharma and remove adharmic influences, and then protect the devotees and destroy the asuras. So there are various reasons we will discuss today that are given in the Gita, that Krishna comes. But those are all, in one sense, external reasons. Right? But internal is that I'm feeling something and I want to accomplish that desire. That's internal. I'm just coming from my own. You could say the motive is very personal. It's got nothing to do with, delivering someone or. So we'll see that what kind of desire does God have, or what kind of desire does Krishna develop? Okay. that he has to come to this world to fulfill that desire. Okay. So that we have to wait. We have to wait another 3 sessions till we finish the external reasons. And then we'll spend 8 sessions, 7 or 8 sessions discussing that. And then that is like, it's very, very confidential knowledge. Something that honestly most of us are not prepared to appreciate it, but at least we can superficially appreciate it to whatever extent we can. Okay. So let us all glorify Lord Chaitanya and his associates. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana. Jaya Jaya Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Jaya Jaya Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana. Jaya Jaya Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. So in chapter 2, there was one argument that Kaviraj Goswami had to make, but he didn't make it in that chapter. And what was that argument?
Lord Chaitanya is Krishna.
Yes. So he still is left to demonstrate that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Because in chapter 2 he has boldly said that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? And he is the source of the Brahman, and he is the source of the Paramatma. And he is the Param Tattva, right? The absolute truth. And in that chapter he established that Krishna is the source of Brahman and the Paramatma, and Krishna is Bhagavan, right? And he is Vishnu Paratattva. In the category of Vishnu Tattva, he is topmost. And although he did make these 2 statements, he said, Shaite Govinda Sakshat Chaitanya Gosai. Jivere Nishtarite Aishe Dayalu Arunai. So he's making the statement that this Govinda, Shaite Govinda, who is the source of the Brahman and the Paramatma, he is Chaitanya Gosai. And he's come to deliver the living entities in this world, and there is no more who is more merciful than he. But he hasn't given real evidence of that. And now by discussing these external and internal reasons, he is going to give us so many references that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, they are one. They're the same person. And in the introduction, in the second paragraph, Right? Srila Prabhupada writes this. He says, Krishnadas Kaviraj has herein presented much authentic evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures to substantiate the identity of Lord Chaitanya with Krishna himself. Okay? So this is what he's going to do in this chapter and the next chapter. Okay? So the third argument that he had to make, he's going to make in this chapter. And this chapter also starts with a wonderful appreciation of Lord Chaitanya, very much similar to the first verse in chapter 2. So he says that, I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of revealed scriptures. And in the previous chapter, he had said something very similar, the first verse. And in that he had said that, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusions about the ultimate truth, which is full of crocodiles of various theories. So in that one, even a small child could swim across an ocean full of crocodiles of various theories. And here is saying, even a fool, right, he can collect valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the minds of revealed scriptures. It's not that easy. But here he's saying, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a fool can do that. And even a child can swim across an ocean with, crocodiles of various theories. And now we will go to text number 4, which is the 4th Mangala Charan, okay, of the first chapter. Okay. Now in this chapter, he is going to elaborate on this verse, 4th verse, the 4th Mangala Charan. So let us, it's a very beautiful Mangala Charan. I don't know if I'll be able to recite it properly, but I'll try. Anarpita charim chirat. You can say that. Anarpita charim chirat karunyavatirna kalo samarpayutum unat ujvala rasam swabhakti shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Duti Kadambana Sandipitaha Sada Hriday Kandare Spuratu Va Sachinandana. So this is a beautiful benediction that Kaviraj Goswami is quoting from the Vidagdha Madhava, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. So here he's reciting this beautiful verse. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. So he's offering this beautiful benediction. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. Okay. So he's come to offer what? Something that no incarnation has ever offered before. So this has to be something very special and something extremely rare. And what is this something very special and very rare? It is the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So the topmost mellow, Unat Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. Okay. And this, if we try to make sense of it logically, it doesn't make any sense. We are in Kali Yuga, most unqualified in every way. Yet, Krishna decides that he's going to come and give the topmost mellow of devotional service. He's going to bestow us with this benediction. So logically, it doesn't make any sense. And we will see that not only he's going to come and give us this topmost rasa to the most unqualified, but he's going to give us this experience through the most simplest method possible. And what is that? Yes, through simple chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Now that doesn't make any, again it doesn't, that makes a little more sense because we are so unqualified, so we need a simple process. And in the next few verses, Kaviraj Goswami, he shares the time of the Lord's appearance, and by doing that, he reminds us that how rare this appearance is. So in the next 4-5 verses, starting from especially verse number 6. So before he gets into that, he quotes a very beautiful verse. Not quotes, he has written a beautiful verse number 5. Let us chant this verse. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumara.
Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumara.
Goloke Vrajer Shaho Nitya Vihara.
Goloke Vrajer Shaho Nitya Vihara.
So Lord Krishna, he is Purna Bhagavan. He is the Supreme Lord. And he is the King of Vraj. Vrajendra Kumar. And what is he doing? He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes. Goloke Vrajera Shoho. With his eternal associates, he is enjoying eternal pastimes. Nitya Vihar. And once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world. Now, once in a day of Brahma is a very, very long time. Take a guess, how many years is that?
43 lakh something.
Yes, 4.32 billion years. Okay. 4.32 billion years. And how are they broken up? He describes the details. He says there are 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. Right? So they make one Divya Yuga. So a Divya Yuga is how many years? Take a guess.
One full cycle of 4 yugas.
Yes, it's one cycle of 4 yugas. But how many years is that?
100 years is Brahma.
32
18,
lakh.
4 lakh.
4,32,000 is Kali Yuga. You double it, Dwapar. You triple it, that is Treta. And you quadruple it, that is Satyug. And if you add them together, it's 320,000 years. Yes. So 4,320,000 years. Okay. And he says that 71 Divya Yugas make one Manvantara. Okay. So 71 such, you multiply 4.32 million years into 71. Right? One Manvantara. Right? And there are 14 Manvantaras in the day of Brahma.
In one day, no?
Huh? It's one day of Brahma.
That is just the day, night.
Yeah, that is only the day. Right? And the present Manu, who's the seventh, is called Vaivasvata Manu. Okay. And of his period, 27 Divya Yugas have already passed. Okay. 27. And Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga. This is text number 10. And he appeared on this earth with full paraphernalia of his eternal Vraj Dham. Okay. So after so many years, Krishna descends once in a day of Brahma. And Lord Chaitanya also descends once in a day of Brahma. And if you think about it, that we are only 5,000 something years away, right, from the Lord's appearance, and only 500 and something years away from Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So it's practically, they appeared like they are here right now. I mean, when you consider the long time, and how fortunate we are to be here during this time, where we can visit. We are 2 hours away physically from Vrindavan Dham. We can get into our car and drive there, and all the Leela Sthalis are there. All the bhajan kutirs of the great sages are there. 6 Goswamis, their temples are there. Some of their vigrahas are there still. So we are right there, isn't it? When you think like 4.32 billion years, it doesn't even register in the mind. It's totally out. Like, forget it, Prabhu. What are you talking? But this is the proximity that we have to the Lord's appearance. Just, it's like a drop in the ocean. Just 5,000 years, 500 years. It's like yesterday. So what should this mean for us? Practically, okay, the mathematics sounds great, but what does it mean for us? Okay, we are so fortunate. Okay, thank you. Life's over, we are fortunate. Huh?
Now we have to utilize this.
Huh?
Favorable time for bhakti. Yes, we have to.
Okay, it's favorable time for bhakti, so what?
We have to utilize this.
What does it mean for us?
It's a rare chance.
Huh?
It's a rare chance.
Okay, it's a rare chance, so what?
Prabhuji, things are fresh and with the time.
Oh, so fresh. This, beautiful aroma. So what?
So we have to utilize this.
Yes, कुछ करना पड़ेगा. करना चाहिए. You have to make a serious plan. Because we may not get this up. Who knows what will happen. At least, because we are here in such close proximity to the appearance of the Lord, we have access to the Lord's, Leela Stalis, His pastime places. All the Goswamis and all the great devotees perform so much bhajan. Their places are there. So all these things that you said are right, but it's only as good as we respond to that. If we think, okay, everything's fresh, everything is rare, everything is favorable, yes. But if our life is going on as it is, then what's the point? So we have to capitalize on this opportunity. We have to remind ourselves that we are inconceivably fortunate to be connected with Lord Chaitanya, to be connected with the Gita, to be connected with this mission. Otherwise, this is so rare. And Krishna comes. What does he do? Right? Kaviraj Goswami explains in the next 3 verses. He says that Krishna enjoys in these 4 primary rasas. And what are those rasas? Dāsya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Shringara. Right? These 4 rasas. And how can the devotees know him? He explains that those devotees can not only know him, they can subdue the Lord, they can conquer the Lord by cherishing these 4 mellows. He says, Chari bhavera bhakta joto Krishna tar basha. That's the second verse of text number 11. And let us recite verse number 12. Dāsā sakha pita mata kanta gana loya. Vraja krida kore Krishna prema vishta hoya. Absorbed in such transcendental love, prema vishta hoya. Right? He's absorbed in this transcendental love. Lord Krishna enjoys in Vraj with his devotee servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. And then Prabhupada writes a beautiful purport in this. And he says that the descent of Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is very purposeful. So there is a deep purpose in Krishna's descent. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that one who knows the truth about Krishna's descent and his various activities is at once liberated and does not have to fall again to this existence of birth and death after he leaves his present body. So Prabhupada said that, in other words, one who factually understands Krishna makes his life perfect. And now, listen to this, what Prabhupada says. He says that the 5 enjoyable relationships within the material world are perverted reflections of relationships with the absolute personality of Godhead in the transcendental nature. So all the relationships we experience in this world what are they? They are perverted. Means they are distorted reflections of our real relationship with the Supreme Lord. Now he's going to say, what is the real purpose of his descent? The Absolute Personality, Sri Krishna, descends to revive the 5 eternally existing relationships. Thus he manifests his transcendental pastimes in Vraj so that people may be attracted into that sphere of activities and leave aside their imitation relationships with the mundane. Then, after fully exhibiting all such activities, the Lord disappears. So what's the purpose of the Lord's coming? To attract us by giving us a demo of how he exchanges love with his associates. Krishna wants to draw us again back into our original relationship with him and give up these imitation, mundane relationships. So does Krishna just want us to abandon everyone? Huh? If someone hears this, they'll say, what kind of God is he? He just wants to, just घर से बाहर निकलो, है ना? छोड़ो सब माया है. Just get out of the house. Huh? Just dump everyone. Is that what Krishna comes to do? No. He wants us to spiritualize our relationships and go beyond the mundane relationships where there's so many different types of desires and selfish motives. He wants us to go beyond that, and he wants us to experience pure, loving relationships. And that can only be done when we connect with the Supreme Lord. And I sent you a video today just to share with you that what the importance of relationships are in this world and beyond. So this Harvard study, right, it's the longest survey ever done, right? 70 something years plus this survey has been running, right? And they took like 700 and something participants, and they took them from all spheres of life, including Harvard and the slums and everywhere, right? And they followed them for the last 70 years plus. Some of them have gone into their 90s now, and you can hear this person, right? Robert, I'm forgetting his name. He's also written a book called The Good Life. And in that, he says that after all this research of what makes people healthy and happy, the number one thing is good relationships. It's not our big houses, it's not our big cars, it's not like our big stones we wear on our fingers, dazzling. It's not that. It's not our physical appearances. It's not the beautiful clothes we wear. It's not the, exotic vacations we go for. No. It's the quality of our relationships that gives the most happiness. And Krishna, he gives a demo of this. He knows, he's the supreme truth. So you see, Krishna, he's a coward boy. Just no hang-ups, walking barefoot in Vraj, being chastised by his mother. Gopis are calling him thief. Right? Boys are, getting on his shoulder. What's he really enjoying? What do they have? They don't have big palaces, big cars, not fancy airplanes. What did Krishna demonstrate? Relationships. And this is area that almost 100% of us struggle. And we struggle the most, isn't it? It's the bitter truth of life in the material world, especially in Kali Yuga. Because we've more and more over the years, especially in the last 100 years, we've given so much importance to external things. You've got to make it, right? You've got to get to this college. You've got to, get this job. You've got to get this position. You've got to get this house. You've got to get, a house in this address. You've got to have so many followers. So giving importance to everything external, build, such a amazing, railway train or whatever, this electronic train, that goes on almost over the ground. It's not connected to the ground. It goes at like supersonic bullet train. Trains and skyscrapers and technology, phones, gadgets, this and that, everything external, working 18 hours a day. For what? Things that will never make us happy, never satisfy us. Yes, they'll give us they'll give us a surge. And जितना वो उछालते हैं, उतनी जल्दी नीचे लाते हैं. These things, the satisfaction you get out of mundane objects and types of enjoyment. So real enjoyment is in relationships. Good, healthy relationships centered around the Supreme Lord. And that's why previously everything was ashram. It was grihastha ashram. Ashram means centers God. Household, brahmachari, vanaprastha, sannyas, doesn't matter. They're all ashrams. And each one offers the opportunity to get close to God. It depends on how we utilize that opportunity. Yes, it's a little more difficult in Kali Yuga, especially in the Grihastha ashram. So is it in the Brahmachari ashram today. It's as difficult. But doesn't mean it's not possible. But for that, it requires a little bit of tapasya. It requires us to simplify our desires, our ambitions. Doesn't mean we will not be ambitious, but we will not be ambitious for things that are not eventually going to help us. We should know where to draw the line. Okay, yes, I need some comfort, but I don't have to go into over luxury. So please see the video when you get a chance, because it'll give you more, it'll increase your faith in what Krishna is saying, and what Krishna is emphasizing. And in devotional life, the most important thing is what? What is the most important activity in our devotional lives? Okay, service, yes. Service and isolation.
Association.
Yeah. Service in the association of devotees. So having deep relationships with devotees is the key to making progress in spiritual life and getting the mercy of the Lord and the devotees. We can't do it in isolation. That I'll just sit and, I'll become a bhajanandi, I'll chant, 64 rounds. But if you're genuinely chanting 64 rounds, we will have very beautiful relationships with devotees. So it's not an option. To develop deep relationships is not an option. We have to make an effort, and it takes effort, it takes a lot of taming down of our egos, false egos. It takes humility, it takes deep honesty to form genuine relationships. So after Krishna comes and he has these beautiful exchanges with his eternal associates, he disappears. And now we're going to get into the mind of Krishna. The next few verses. Okay? So we're going to recite 3 verses together. Okay, we'll recite first 14 and then we'll read the translation, then 15, read the translation, then 16. Okay? Chirakala nahi kori prema bhakti dana.
Chirakala nahi kari prema bhakti dana.
Bhakti vina jagatera nahi avasthana.
Bhakti vina jagatera nahi avasthana.
For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. And he says that without such loving attachment, bhakti bina, without this loving attachment, jagatera nahi avasthan. That means the existence of this world is useless. Very, very significant point. That without bhakti, as the Bhagavatam says, na utpadaya yadi ratim, shrama eva hi kevalam. So if whatever we are doing, it does not increase our attraction towards the Lord, then that's simply useless labor. So therefore, this world is meaningless without bhakti. And he says, now listen, now we're going deeper into Krishna's heart and mind. Okay? He says, Shakala jagat more kore vidhi bhakti.
Shakala jagat more kore vidhi bhakti.
Vidhi bhakti vraja bhava paite nahi shakti.
Vidhi bhakti vraja bhava paite nahi shakti.
So everyone worships me according to vidhi bhakti, scriptural injunctions. But simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vraj Bhumi. So by just worshipping Krishna in awe and reverence, in vidhi bhakti, or just simply enamored by the greatness of Krishna, that is not going to be sufficient to enter into Vraj Bhav, to experience the emotions of the Vrajvasis. If you're just too caught up in awe and veneration of the Lord. So what does this mean? What does this mean for us? Just drop our beads and dress like a gopi and start dancing? Radhe, Radhe. Huh?
Krishna is Bhavagrahi.
So, elaborate on that. What do you mean Bhavagrahi?
Means he
intensity. That is something.
Entering dangerous grounds. Huh? He doesn't care about the rounds we chant. Right? Does he care or care? He cares. If you have made a vow to our Guru and you say, oh, Krishna is bhavagrahi. सब समझ जाएंगे आज थोड़ा सा chill करते हैं हाँ yes for some reason if you're sick right, or if something there's an emergency and we didn't complete our rounds that day then Krishna is bhavagrahi.
I didn't say that the rounds are not important. I said that is important, but the intensity in those rounds, even if we are doing 25 rounds, but we are not focused in that, that's something which is...
Okay. Yes, Krishna sees the effort. Okay. Little more. What does this mean for us? Practically.
Whatever we do, it should not be mechanical.
Yes. What else?
We get to know him so much that we feel for him. The relationship, we make a form relationship.
Can you repeat that? Can you explain more?
So what I'm trying to say is that if we build a relationship with him, we feel for him, and that's genuine relationship.
Okay. What else?
We don't have to do this for the sake of doing, but with the consciousness of doing. Like in this regard, only when I heard a lecture that first we have to be conscious, then we have to be conscious. Means we're doing consciously.
Anyone else like to share? Yes.
So it's in Shanta and Aishwarya, we are in awe of the Lord, but we are not really engaging in seva. So there is a limited connection with divinity. So when we are going with the attitude of devotional service and also imagining that we will have some Roop Manjaris, dāsā role or whatever, then we have a immediate connection. Guru Maharaj says, seva will save ya, which is basically the only way to elevate our consciousness is through service and engagement.
Okay. But I'm still looking for what does it practically mean for yes, Divyaman?
Unless we develop a loving relationship with Krishna, unless we develop a relationship with him, the external activities of doing puja and other things, that will not work. Unless we develop that deep love for him, getting him, knowing him.
Okay. Yes.
Prabhuji, my understanding is that we should try to endeavor more, or like in a normal relationship we do, we take so many efforts to love more, to express our love. We should, in the similar manner, we should try to endeavor more, to take more efforts to increase our love for Krishna, and to try to go beyond just Vaidhi Bhakti. This will go through the Vaidhi Bhakti only, but we have to follow the process, but we should try to endeavor more. We should be...
Okay, nice.
Prabhuji, I would like to share something.
Yes.
What I feel is, I think we should surrender completely to the Lord. I think this surrender is very important, depending upon Lord for everything.
Okay, very nice. Yes, definitely.
Can you just repeat the question once more? Just because I'm not able to connect.
So Krishna is saying that everyone in this world worships me according to spiritual injunctions. But simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Braj. Okay. So what does this mean for us?
So this means that although Vaidhi Bhakti is the way, but this is not the end. And we cannot skip Vaidhi Bhakti. We have to follow, and this will gradually lead us to the next level of Bhakti, which is...
Very nice. This is the answer I was looking for. Okay. That just because Krishna says you cannot know me completely through Vaidhi Bhakti doesn't mean it is not important. It is absolutely essential for us. Okay. before we can enter into the sweetness of the Lord, we have to be convinced about His greatness. Okay? That conviction will get us the blessings to enter into the sweetness of the Lord. Okay? So don't minimize by any chance prematurely the role of Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay? It is a powerful process, and it is a process that we all have to go through, most of us, unless we came with so much from our previous life. We're just continuing our journey at such a high level that spontaneous attraction is already there, so what can you do? But for most of us, we have to admit it's not there, spontaneous. Right? Few days of bad association, which
India Pakistan war.
no, just hang out with some cricket lovers for some few days, right? Not even war. Just sit in front of the TV and watch, IPL or something. बस 4 दिन बाद देखना अपना consciousness. In 16, let us recite this verse as well. Aishwarya Jnanate Shobha Jagat Mishrita. Aishwarya Stila Preme Nahi. Aishwarya Shitila Preme Nahi Mor Prita.
Aishwarya Shitila Preme Nahi Mor Prita.
He says, knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration. But devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. So Prabhupada writes, giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering into personal loving affairs with the Lord. To teach the principles of such loving dealings, the Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya. So by performing such regulated devotional service in awe and veneration, Kaviraj Goswami says that we can go to Vaikuntha, right, and attain the 4 kinds of liberation. So what are those 4 types of liberation? Shastri, achieving opulences equal to that of the Lord. Right? Sarupya, having a form the same as the Lord's. Samipya, living as a personal associate of the Lord. And Salokya, living on the Vaikuntha planet. So bhakti in awe and veneration, what does it do? It gives us these 4 types of liberation.
Liberation.
Sorry?
Online connection is lost. Yes.
Because it's coming on and off.
The Wi-Fi?
Right.
Achha,
Yes.
Now it must have come, no?
It's connected with some mobile works possible.
No, it's not connected.
It's
It
not
must be on
connected.
now. You have to switch on Zoom.
Okay.
What does this mean, like giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glory?
Yeah, so if
Recording in progress.
we limit our relationship just to appreciating God's greatness, and that's, we just keep giving that importance. Oh, the Lord is so great, and awe and reverence, and this. So ultimately we will not be able to enter into a very deep relationship with the Lord.
It's only at the Gyan level.
No, it's not. It's an appreciation level of His greatness.
I'm talking about this last line of the purport, giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of
thing to pursue.
Yeah, so if you just, oh, God is so great, so many universes are coming out, He's able to do this, He's able to do that, right? Just caught up only in the greatness of the Lord, like His, all His Shaktis and His powers, but forgetting His real greatness. What's His real greatness?
Just because He loves them.
Yeah, and He gets subdued by the love of the devotees. That's the real greatness of Krishna, and we will see.
So probably is it like, you start with the Vedic initial devotion, ritualistic kind of a thing. Then you get to, so there are different devotees, each, like probably I see in my family, they pick one of those rasas and see God from one of those rasas.
Yes, that's what gradually happens.
Don't worry about what is happening, or just give the direct deep connection with them from that bhav perspective.
Yes.
From one of those rasas.
Yes.
That's what it is.
So when one has practiced for a long time and become purified of our anarthas, all our unwanted desires, right? When our nishta is very strong, right? Then we start to get some taste, like we get ruchi. So then we start entering into there is asakti, there's strong attachment. So there's a progression. There's a beautiful progression given, starting from shraddha to prema. So this is a ladder of gradual progression.
You move away from you become virat from asaktis of the world, and you become asakti towards
Yes,
God.
that naturally, if you are asakt towards the Lord, anyway your attachment to the world will subside. There's no way it can stay.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry, but I'm still at text 15. It is written, simply by following the creative principle, one cannot attain loving sentiments of the devotee of Krishna. This is written, and you said we strictly have to follow Vaidhi Bhakti, then, I missed
Yeah, so although only by following Vaidhi Bhakti, one cannot enter into these deep rasas with the Lord, that does not minimize the role of Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay? It is an essential process that we all must engage, especially those of us who are struggling with anarthas. And how many are free from anarthas? How many of us can say that we have genuine taste in the spiritual process and we have no material desires, no anarthas?
And also, it's a very natural progression.
Yes.
That it will come on its own. That we cannot endeavor for it on our own and achieve it. It will happen only once we have perfected in our Vaidhi Bhakti, and by the mercy of the Lord, then it manifests into love for the Vraj Bhav.
Another way
Yes.
to use could be it is a supporting rasa. Because it supports your progress to the
one
next.
step to the left.
This Vedic
No, I don't even want to say it supports. It's an essential, I mean,
Yeah.
Not even step.
we have to go through that.
So by
Especially,
sincerely following
unless we are kripa, like Jagan and Madhai, they didn't have to go through it. Okay? They got special mercy. So unless we get special mercy like that, we don't have to go through sadhana bhakti.
But they had this purv janam karmas and all that.
Yes,
stuff.
they had. Yes,
That's
they
it's
did
not
have.
They didn't have to do anything, but
But at least in this lifetime, they were not doing anything.
No Vaidhi Bhakti.
So Prabhuji, is it by sincerely and seriously following the process of Vaidhi Bhakti, we can attain the loving sentiments later in the stage?
Yeah, so by Krishna's blessings and by the blessings of our spiritual master, then we will make progress into the next stage of devotional life.
You cannot jump the gun.
Yes, we cannot jump. So last verse for today, and we will stop. this is such an amazing verse, because it tells us about the nature of God and what He's thinking for us. So let us recite. Yuga dharma pravartaimu nama sankirtana.
Yuga dharma pravartaimu nama sankirtana.
Chari bhava bhakti diya nachamu bhuvana.
Chari bhava bhakti diya nachamu bhuvana.
So how is He going to do this? How is He going to give us this devotional sentiments? Through, He's going to inaugurate the Yuga Dharma for this age, Nama Sankirtan. And He's going to bestow this Chari Bhava Bhakti. And what does He want us to do? He wants us to dance in ecstasy. So this is what the Lord comes for. Two reasons. The first two reasons are what? He wants to give this Bhav Bhakti. And how is He going to do that? One of the primary ways He's going to do that, the second reason, is that He's going to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. So these are the first two reasons of His descent, external reasons. That He wants to give us this experience of these deep devotional sentiments that the Vraj Vasis, they experience. And the second reason, He's going to inaugurate the Nama Sankirtan movement. Because that is going to become the primary process of getting purified and experiencing this bhav. Okay. So we are behind plan today, but we will stop here. So we've covered 19 verses today. The plan was 40, so only 50%, but it's okay. We had some good discussion. So anything, yes, Mataji.
Verse number 4, why is it in the translation only it's written that Mahaprabhu comes to give us the most elevated mellow of devotional service and the mellow conjugal love?
Yeah, so out of all the four primary mellows, the highest ras is the ras of conjugal love, Shringar ras. Right?
So that's what gopis and Krishna.
Yeah, so
Mahaprabhu just came for this devotion, this Sankirtan.
yeah, so you have to hear the next chapter, then you'll get a sense of why He's come. When you hear the internal reasons, He has not just come to inaugurate the, and then when you see the Anta Leela of Mahaprabhu, He's in a complete state of madness. He's experiencing the topmost rasa. And how He does that and why He does that, when we do chapter 4, it will become clear to you. Okay. So just like as you said, most people are not aware. They think, Mahaprabhu is theek hai, he does kirtan and he just dances and goes around. But who is Mahaprabhu? We will know in chapter 4. Verse?
In verse 18,
Yes.
has been described 4 types of bhakti. So here and then.
Not 4 types of bhakti, the 4.
Mukti.
Mukti, yes.
And then in next verse he abolishes everything. So does it mean that mukti is not the purpose at all?
What do you think? Let him think.
So
What do you think?
मुक्ति तो चाहिए.
now this question makes me think.
Huh?
Influence करेगा.
He will be responsible.
How many of you want mukti? You don't want mukti?
I don't know.
So what do you want? Huh? You're all great souls. Yeah, sorted, yes.
But depends on definition of mukti. One mukti is, you don't liberate it, you don't want to come to this world. Another mukti is we just think of God and nothing else. To me, that is also a mukti that, I pick up a small incident from Ramayana, Sampurna. See, when Ramchandra ji was going to Saket, he asked Hanuman, you want to come along with me or not? He denied it. He said, you're never able to live with me, and now you're willing to live with me, live without me. Or he said, no. The difference is when you are in front of me, I see you only with my two eyes. But when you are not there, I close my eyes, I see you from each and every pore of my body. I look at it, so I'm completely drowned in your bhakti. So that's what I want, and that's how I feel being away from you. That's what I feel. We start with bhakti from we don't want to come liberated, don't want to come back to this earth. But there have been instances of various, sages and all that stuff.
Okay, so I have a question. When you are totally immersed in bhakti, what's your status? Liberated or unliberated?
Already liberated.
It's not a trick question. It's a simple question. When you are completely absorbed in bhakti, means you are 100% absorbed in bhakti. Are you liberated or not liberated? You are 100% liberated. In fact, you are so liberated that if someone offers you, hey, come to Vaikuntha and enjoy this 4 kinds of liberation, what will you do? You will say, no. I will suffer in this material world, I'll serve, but I'm not interested in this 4 types of liberation. This is the greatness of bhakti. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, there are 2 beautiful verses that describe that. Brahma bhuta prasan atma na sochati na kangsati. Then, after that, what's the line? Sama sarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labhate param. So you already, if you're engaging in pure bhakti, you're already beyond, you're liberated from all this. Na sochati na kangsati. All this lamentation, and there is another one verse, I'm forgetting my Sanskrit. Huh? No, there's another one. Where's my book? Here, this. It's in the 9th chapter. So basically, if one is a pure devotee, he's already liberated. And see, like Prahlad Maharaj, pure devotee, right? He says, let me stay here. I'm not interested in my liberation. I want to stay here and help all these foolish people who are like, drowned in material misery. I want to save them. So who's liberated? Is Prahlad Maharaj liberated? He wants to stay. But is he liberated? Definitely he's liberated. So there's a beautiful verse that says that actually liberation knocks at the door of a pure devotee with folded hands. I think it's Bimala Mangal Thakur, I don't know who, but there's a beautiful verse by one of our acharyas.
Yeah, below.
Yes. So it says that mukti knocks at the door of a pure devotee with folded hands. Come. But devotee is not interested. He's already lived. He's got the most valuable thing with him. So how did he find? Yes, Mataji, you.
Next down.
Huh?
Have you done with this down?
Yes.
So in the purport of 11, the Prabhupada writes that Shant Rasa is very grand idea for materialistic philosophers.
Yes. So what he's saying is that materialistic philosophers, they limit themselves to Shantaras and make grand philosophy out of that. But that's not even it's real relationship starts with Dasyaras.
There's no reciprocation.
There's no reciprocation. If you read the purport, this is 11, right?
It's just idealistic appreciation.
So basically what Prabhupada is saying is that there's nothing so great. Okay. But these people, they make that the be all and end all. Like,
Because they don't want to have exchanges.
yeah. Because they don't accept Krishna as a, yes.
And from the last time Prabhupada says that dāsā is the first stage of transcendental devotional service.
Yeah, so in that, there is, what happens is that exchange starts in that level. Like for example, the rocks, they're serving Krishna, right? Then Shantaras. But there's no personal reciprocation between the rock and Krishna, in one sense.
What does it mean, the first stage? Is it that you have to progress towards, or everyone has their individual relation with?
Yeah, so first stage means even amongst the rasas, right, there is, you can say, there's gradation. Okay. Now you take Shantaras, you take Dasyaras. When you go to when you go to Sakhyaras, what happens is Sakhyaras includes Dasyaras. It's within that and more. Okay. Now when you go to Vatsalya Ras, there's Sakhya, there's Dasya, and there is Vatsalya. All three in that. So it's more evolved. Okay. And then when you go to conjugal Ras, all the other three, and this unique, conjugal love, that is also there. So when we analyze them, then we see that there is a gradation of those rasas.
As devotees, we are supposed to progress, or we can just be stuck in one?
No, you can stay in one. But what it is saying is that this rasa is a little more, if we were to analyze and assess, and so this is even further developed in its rasa, because it includes all the other rasas.
The lower rasas.
No, don't call them lower. It's, it includes those feelings of dasya as well. Like for example, when you see two lovers, right? When they, in the material world, I'm talking just like what's called a perverted relationship. Even in that, there's dasya, there's servitude, right? There's friendship. Right? There's sometimes, you would see even some of the wife acts like a mother. No? So there is that rasa as well in that. And then there is also a romantic love in that, in the conjugal love. So each rasa is more, we will discuss, it will be discussed in the future chapters. In the fourth chapter, the rasa theology will be revealed to us. Yes.
My question is not from these 18 verses, but this question always disturbs me. As you said, Lord Krishna appeared, we all know that Lord Krishna appears 5,000 years ago. But, and that time Yudhishthir Maharaj had Ek Chhatra Raj across, all the kingdoms were reporting to him after Rajasuya. But when we read the history of different countries, they have their history 10,000, 11,000 years ago, and nowhere they mention about this. Bhakti movement comes then history mentions about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But they go history back to many thousand years ago, but Lord Krishna never goes. And we know that Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling all over the entire planet. So why this all of a sudden disappeared and only remained in India?
Yeah, so they have many discoveries that show that the influence of India was also there in many other parts of the world. Right? They're finding artifacts, they're finding things in parts of Europe and other countries. So I think gradually it will all be revealed. Gradually, as more people take this seriously. We've been under a lot of subjugation for many years, and many of the, you could say, evidences, everything's been squashed, or suppressed or not taken seriously. But hopefully, gradually, there will be, things that will come out. So there are some devotees who are doing a lot of good work. There's one young devotee, he has this thing called Historica, right? This mission called Historica. See, he's written a book on the Mahabharata to show that, how Mahabharata is not, it's actually factual. And he's given lots of evidences. And he's working in a big way. He's here in Delhi. You see, you go and see Historica on thing, and he's written a book. You can get that book. It'll increase your faith in the Mahabharata. But it'll take time because so much of it has been, not taken seriously, basically. But I think in future, more people will work. They will bring out these evidences, and they will demand that they be accepted as, as proofs of the reality of the Mahabharata.
Currently, every country has their own history of certain thousand years back, that this was ruled by this kingdom, then this kingdom, then this kingdom. So this question, many people, my brother...
Yeah, so there's a lot of work that we have to do. And it is already being done. And, as our movement gets more scholars, to get into all this research, it will gain more credibility, for sure. It's just a matter of time. Yes.
Prabhuji, like in the last 70 years, they did not accept Ram Setu, but now they accept it.
So it's still, Hinduism is still just taken as, mythology. So it's a big battle ahead. Right? But Krishna willing, Lord Chaitanya willing, something will happen.
Historica is the name of who?
No, it's the name of his foundation.
He's a website, he writes a lot.
Ah,
One thing. So
yes.
just tying it to the first verse where he talks about even a fool can collect valuable jewels from a mine, and then he links it to how maybe if you correlate how many verses of Bhagavad Gita are there in Caitanya Caritamrita. I think around 50, 48.
Yes,
50.
yes.
So there are those jewels which are also mined by Krishnadas Kaviraj. He's not a fool. I'm just saying that he has mined them. And then that verse also has something called Ujjvala. Ujjvala means like the rising sun. So it kind of makes it very accessible. So his selection of the jewels
Yes.
makes it really accessible for us. And
So
you
in
are
the next
also-
section we will get a lot of selections. Like these are like the first 20 are introductory verses. Now he's going to get into evidence from different scriptures. Okay. So it's 7:03. We will stop here. Thank you so much for all your enthusiasm, your dedication, and coming here timely today. Hope you found this session meaningful. And there is going to be, this is, we have just opened a treasure house. So these two, we're getting insight into the way Krishna's thinking for us. Main thing is to take away is that Krishna is thinking for our well-being, and see what he has done. When we read, he wants us to dance in ecstasy, experience real, prem, real love. This is his intent, and this is why he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. So thank you Param Kishore Prabhu, Madhuri Gopi.